So if you're thinking about starting an Amazon FBA business, but you're not quite sure what supplies you need, then stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what you need, where to buy it from in order to get your business started straight away. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Sam. I've been selling on Amazon for over 4.5 years, and for 3.5 of those years, I've been doing it full time, where I support myself, my wife, and my 2 kids purely from my Amazon income. In that time, I've generated £6 million in sales and over £650,000 in overall profit. Over the last year, I've teamed up with the guys at SellerSmart, where we run a number of tools and services to help Amazon sellers. We have a community with over 1,000 members. We run a prep center, VA service, and also the 7-figure formula mentorship. So if you're looking to get started or you want to grow your Amazon business, get in touch and I can work with you directly one-on-one to grow and get started on your Amazon business. Let's kick things off with some of the tools and supplies you're going to need in your business. So I've got a load of things around me. I'm going to sort of just pick them up one by one and go through exactly why we need them and what we're going to use them for. So first off, which I haven't actually got, well, I could show you in front of me to be honest, is a laptop or a computer. Ideally, you're going to need one of these in order to source products, run your business in general, really. You can use a phone, but to be honest, it's not really something I'd recommend. It is going to be hard work. I do a lot of the stuff on my phone, but without a laptop or a computer, it's going to be a struggle. So hopefully you've got a laptop or computer you can use straight away. Now, secondly, you're going to need a printer. I can't lift mine up because it's down there plugged in, obviously, but any printer is going to do. Ideally, you do want a reliable one. I've had so many issues with the printers I've used in the past and they just cause me non-stop problems. So make sure you do buy a reliable printer. I think the first printer I bought was like £45 or something. So it was probably on the cheap end of printers and it did actually last me for a good couple of years. And then I got a replacement and that's just been an absolute nightmare ever since. But you're going to need a printer because you're going to want to print out some shipping labels and also some SKU labels. And the SKU labels are down here. These labels, which you are going to be sticking on the barcodes of your products. And that is how Amazon knows exactly what the product is and who the product relates to. So every time these products get sent into Amazon's fulfillment centers, they're going to scan the SKU label and it's going to be associated with your store. So they know this is your stock and they know exactly where to store it and what to do with it. So they are super, super important. Now, what you could do, which I don't really recommend doing to start with because it can be quite expensive, you can get a thermal printer, but these range from about 100 to sort of £200. So when you're just starting, it probably isn't a necessity, but later on down the line, it makes things a lot easier. And with a thermal printer, what you're going to need is a big roll of 4x6 thermal printing labels. You can also get the SKU labels in a thermal sort of roll as well, which can be super helpful. I just use a normal inkjet printer for them, but if you wanted to go down the thermal route for the SKU labels, it is definitely a lot easier and it will make your time a lot more efficient. And the reason we use thermal is just so much easier than using a normal printer. You can stick them on and then it will just print out all of your shipping labels. So you can just peel them off and stick them on the box. Whereas if you're just using a normal printer, you got to then print them out and then you got to tape them, fold them up to a nice size, tape them over the box, and then you have to do that. So it's a bit of a pain. The thermal just saves so much time. You can get label paper for the printer. So it'll be like an A4 paper with 2 labels on it and you can print them off with the shipping labels. But to be honest, the thermal is just so much easier. So if you've got the money to spend, definitely get a thermal printer. It will make your life a lot easier and a lot quicker. Now, secondly or thirdly, I can't remember which I'm on now, you're going to need boxes. So I'm looking, I've got a load of boxes next to me. I've just got a couple of small ones here. These are probably going to be too small. Depending, they're going to be good for FBM, but if you're going to FBA, you're going to need some big boxes in order to send these into Amazon. And there's a few places you can get these. You can get them on eBay, you can get them probably on Amazon. I think they're probably going to be quite expensive. You can use a website called Kite Packaging, I think. But personally, if you're just starting out, you can get boxes for free from a lot of different places. I don't think I actually paid for a box in my first 2 years selling on Amazon. So I would definitely recommend finding somewhere to get free boxes first. These places could be Facebook Marketplace. That is where I probably get the majority of mine. You'll find people are moving houses, or people sort of run businesses where they've got loads of spare boxes and they're trying to get rid of them for free. So jump on there, see if you can find anyone getting rid of cardboard boxes and go and collect them. I think sometimes I have to pay someone like £5 or £10 and they'll give me 20, 30 sort of boxes. Sometimes they're not going to be all suitable, but a lot of the times they are. So yeah, definitely try and get as many free boxes as you can. You can also walk into sort of supermarkets like Tesco, Sainsbury's, or anywhere else like that, and then speak to the staff and see if they're going to throw out any of the boxes and if you can go and take them off their hands as well. You'll be very surprised. Some of them are quite happy for you to do this. And I don't know about you, but near me at the front of the garden centre, they got a big box and it's just full of cardboard boxes. So you can go there, pick up your cardboard boxes and use them as well, because that can be super helpful and it is going to save you a lot of money, especially in the start. And then as you scale, as you grow, and as you start to get more and more shipments, you can then look to buy boxes online, which would make your life a little bit easier because you don't have to go out looking for them. But each their own. Definitely try and get as many free ones as possible. Now next, we've got a few different labels. So we've got heavy labels here. It's just a roll of heavy labels just saying caution heavy. So every time you send a box to Amazon as FBA and it is over 15 kilos, Amazon require you to put a heavy sticker on your box. So there's two ways you can do this. You can just get these, take them off, stick them on each side of the box, or you can sort of create that yourself on Google Documents or something like that, print it out and then cut them out and stick them on with tape. Again, I did that first and it's just a bit of a ball ache. Like, you can get these for probably like a tenner on Amazon, so it is going to be pretty cheap and pretty easy to use. Again, these thermal rolls, you can get these on Amazon as well. Most of the tools here I'm going to go through, you can generally get them on Amazon for pretty cheap. Like the SKU labels, I use 27up SKU labels. Again, I get them from Amazon. I think I pay like maybe a tenner and I get about 1,000 labels, I think. So it's pretty good. And then some more labels here. So here I've got some fragile labels. Again, very similar to the heavy ones. If it's something I'm shipping which is quite delicate and I want it to be a bit careful with it, I will stick on fragile label. I don't really know if the courier is going to pay much attention to it, but it gives me peace of mind that at least I'm trying to look after the parcel, especially if you're going to start FBMing some products as well and they've got some expensive stuff in there or stuff which might break, then it's pretty handy to have these labels. Now, next, tape, and I'm running low. I need to get some more of this. You will go through so much tape, so make sure you stock up. I need to, yeah, as I said, I need to buy some more of this. And you're going to use this obviously to tape up the boxes, and you'll be surprised how much you do go through. Next, tape gun, stick the tape in there. It's going to make covering the boxes so much quicker. I don't think I actually got a tape gun until like maybe the 3rd year of my business. And as soon as I got it, I thought, what have I been doing? It is a complete game changer. It makes things so much easier, so much quicker to tape up the boxes. And again, pretty inexpensive. I think I got it from Amazon for less than a tenner. So yeah, definitely get a tape gun. It will save you some time. Next, then you get a little standing knife. These are pretty handy because I'm opening boxes all the time and I'm sort of trying to pick the tape up with my fingers and it's just a bit of a pain. So yeah, standing knife, can't go wrong. Again, pretty inexpensive and definitely a must have, I would say. Now, what else have we got? We've got tape measure. Tape measure is going to be super important because when you are doing FBM or FBA, you're going to need to tell the courier your package dimensions. So if you can measure the box, it's going to make it a lot easier as well. And in terms of the dimensions, you're also going to need to supply Amazon with the weight of the parcel. I can't pick mine up because they're sort of over there plugged in, but you will need some scales as well. They are going to be super helpful. You might have some sort of bathroom scales or something like that already in your house, which is great. But if you don't, get some scales because you're going to need to put the boxes on the scales to give Amazon your dimensions. Or again, if you're doing FBM, you're going to need to figure out how much your package is going to cost to ship. And they're going to ask you for the weight of that box as well. So yeah, scales is definitely a must. And then I think lastly, but not least, is poly bags. So these are just tiny little bags and they've got, make sure these poly bags have a suffocation warning on them. It is super important. So when you're selling products like beauty or anything like that, sometimes they need to be sealed in a poly bag, and that is part of Amazon's shipping requirements. So make sure you do get some poly bags. Again, you can buy these on Amazon for around a tenner. They're pretty inexpensive. And what I would recommend is try and get a lot of different sizes in these poly bags. Some of the items you're going to be selling can be sort of quite small. Other times they can be quite large. Like if you've got a large shampoo or conditioner bottle, you're going to need a bigger poly bag. So try and get a range of different sizes to cover all the different products you're going to need. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think the main ones, obviously laptop printer, get your SKU labels, thermal printer if you really need one, some more heavy labels, which are pretty necessity as part of Amazon's shipping regulations, tape measure, Stanley knife, boxes. I think I've pretty much covered everything. If I haven't covered anything, then let me know and I can definitely do another video to update everyone. But as far as I'm concerned, that should be everything you need. Again, none of it should be that expensive. You can get free boxes, labels and everything else you can generally get on Amazon. Boxes are probably the thing which is going to cost you the most money over time. So if you can get them for free to start with, it is definitely going to make your life a lot easier and a lot cheaper. And if you've got the bonus of having more money, definitely get a thermal printer. As I said, it will save you a lot of time and it will make your life a lot easier. Now, if you do want help scaling or growing your Amazon FBA business, make sure you get in touch. As I said, we run the 7-figure formula mentorship where we help anyone at any stage in their business to grow, scale, or even start. If you want some more information on this or you want to join Seller Smart, the free community, make sure you check out the description because we'll have all the links in there. Now, I'll see you for the next video where I'm going to run through 2 tools which are super important to use when you're selling on Amazon, and they are a necessity and must have. Right, I'll see you in the next one.